Okay, I'm so goofy, y'all. Get to know my personality because I love it. Okay, we are going to talk testimony time. Woo! I create to feel God closer, to heal all of the parts of me that are hidden, to live every single day with intention. This is where purpose lives. It wouldn't be right to do this without giving all glory to God, period. Okay. So I want to talk about where I was at before I booked Beyond the Gates. Again, if you do not know where that is or how to find it, it's on CBS Monday through Friday, and you can stream it on Paramount Plus. Okay. Please check it out. I play Eva Thomas, and again, I'm Amber Michelle. Mwah. Okay, y'all, let's be for real. Serious face, serious face. So before I booked Beyond the Gates, y'all, I was going through a lot. Okay, that usually is what happens. I feel like when you're elevating, and if you are not aware of that, you're just like, God, why are you punishing me? Why don't you love me? Why don't you like me? But he's like, yo, I'm just elevating you. I just want you to be great. Okay. So it's going to be painful because you need to know how to not just get it, but to keep it. Okay. All right, y'all. So story time. So I was living in LA and I got this audition. And before then, I was auditioning, y'all. Nothing. I was getting pinned for stuff and then released, getting super close. Had producer meetings, director sessions, getting released. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? What is the deal? And then so this audition came in, and it's gonna come out soon, but it shoots in Wilmington, North Carolina. And they was like, you have to be a local hire. I'm like, local hire? Oh well, at this point, sign me up. I'm hungry. And I think God was testing my hunger at the time because I feel like when I first moved to LA, I was get it, go. And then for some reason, I kind of was kicking back. Like, no, girl, put your chest up and your head up and let's go. And so I auditioned for this recurring role and I booked it, y'all. Like they called me, my manager called me and she's like, can you be a local hire? I'm like, Wilmington, North Carolina. I don't know. I have family in Charlotte, but hey, oh well, I'll do it. I'll get a hotel. I'll thug it out. I don't care. I'm hungry. I want it. Like, give it to me. Okay. And so it was back and forth, back and forth. And then she finally was like, they love you. Like, let's do it. I'm like, okay. So I booked my flight or whatever. Yes, because you said you're a local hire, so you got to do what you got to do. Okay, period. So I book my flight. I go and I stay with my cousins in Charlotte. Mind you, Wilmington is probably 3.5 hours away, and I have no car down there. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna be, was it Euro, whatever, Euro, whatever. It's the car place, the Verbo. I think. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. Oh well. I was getting I was getting cars, rentals to go back and forth and getting hotels. So I'm like, my paycheck is probably going to cover just this and maybe some food and groceries and all that stuff. But oh, well, I want it. And at the time, y'all, I did not have a lot of money. I did not. Okay, I didn't. I had some little money left over for a TV show that I was writing that I sold. That's why you have to bet on yourself and do your own stuff because that was my money. Anyways, so I was like, okay, let's go. So I went there and I'm going back and forth. And I kid you not, I probably broke down maybe every day because I'm like, what is going on? I'm so grateful that I booked this, but I'm having a couple lines each episode. I think I worked like 4 or 5 episodes or something like that. But to drive down there to say 1, 2 lines, and then you see series regulars and people with bigger parts and they're having so many lines and you're like, oh God, like this is my dream, like this is what I want to do. And I just kept hearing him say, like, just keep trusting me. And I'm like, okay, I'll keep trusting you. Oh my gosh, it gets me teary-eyed right now because I'm just like, okay, God, okay, I don't know what's happening. So I'm driving back and forth, y'all, 3.5 hours, and I have to wait for the paychecks. But and I'm like, okay, God, what is going on? What am I doing? And then one day, I I don't know. I don't think I told anybody this. So I'm on set and for that show. And the director, producer is walking around showing the series regulars their deadline posts. And I'm like, oh, congrats. I was genuinely so happy for them, but I couldn't help to think, like, God, you're showing me this. It's in front of me. Like, how are you showing me this? Like, but what I didn't realize is God was showing me, when He shows you something, it's called exposure. And He doesn't show it to you to dangle it in front of your face. He shows it to you to let you know that you can have it too. Okay? Let that sink in. So don't be jealous, y'all. Never be jealous of anybody, because I just feel like jealousy is mismanaged exposure. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Okay. So, anyways, that happened, and I hit up my team. I'm like, guys, I want a deadline post, and they're just like, I'm sorry, baby, but like, it's not a really a big part, so they can't really do a deadline post for something small. And I'm like, you know what? It's cool. We'll get the next one. And I remember that night, and I was talking to God, and I was like, God, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea where you have me right now. I don't have a lot of money. I feel like I'm going couch to couch, hotel to hotel, renting all these cars to say a couple lines. Like, what is going on? Like, and he kept saying, hold on, I need you to trust me. And I'm just like, how do I trust you? And I was like, okay, bet. So I hit up my agent, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be in Atlanta for 2 weeks, because I was on hiatus for that show. And I was like, I'm going to be in Atlanta for 2 weeks for just visiting my family, because they live close. Just send me some auditions. Let's play in between time. And then my agent was like, bet. Why was Beyond the Gates? It was called The Gates. The first audition sent. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. And I was like, okay, bet. So me, it just goes over my head. I'm like, all right, cool, let's learn it. And it was a lot of dialogue. I'm like, all right. So that night I learned it, because I was like, the next morning when I drive back to Charlotte, I want to put it up. And then right after that, right after I was leaving Charlotte, I was going straight to Atlanta to see my family. So I probably learned it in maybe, I don't know, maybe an hour or less. And I put it up that morning, and then I sent it in, packed my stuff, and went to Atlanta just to go see family. I forgot about it, y'all. Forgot about it. And so I came to Atlanta. I was fasting. I was praying. I was like, I don't know what's about to happen. I don't even know the next time I shoot for this show. But I was literally lost in the dust, y'all. Like, lost in the dust. And like, God was showing me, like, he was like making me leave friends behind and people that I like really, really cared about. And I'm like, God, what are you doing? But I just kept trusting Him, and I just kept staying the course. I'm on set, guys. Sorry, I'm on set. And that's how they do it in the soap world. It's so like theater. It's super cool. It's super cool. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what happened. And then I remember crying my eyes out one day, and I just was like, all right, God, have it. Have it. Have it your way. I don't know what else to do. Okay. Right when I say that, y'all, I kid you not, I get an email, and it says that you're pinned for the gates. You're on Watch and Advise. I'm like, okay. I got excited, but then I was like, hold on, calm down, baby girl. We've been on Watch and Advise a couple times, and nothing came from it. But those are still wins. Those are still wins. So don't get discouraged. I got discouraged. I didn't get discouraged. I was excited. Okay. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then so I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna have a little momentum. I have a little bass in my voice, a little hair on my chest. Not hair in my chest. Maybe not hair in my chest, but I had a little bass in my voice. And then I was like, okay, all right, God, okay, let's do this. And then so a week later, they send me another audition for the character that plays Chelsea. And I'm like, oh, wait, they sent me another audition. So did I not get the girl that I'm playing for? Which her name was Diane at the time, but she's Eva. And so I hit up my team, and I was like, hey, like, they just sent me an audition. You guys just sent me an audition for another role on the show. Did I not get it? Or like, what's going on? And then I get an email back 30 minutes later, and my agent says the casting director emailed him, and they're going to send me the offer for Diane, which was Eva. Yeah. I kid you not. I didn't even have to talk to him. I just felt the spirit of the Lord. I started wailing and rolling on the floor, y'all. I didn't know what to do. I thought it was a joke. I've been waiting on that email, a series regular email, for years. Years, y'all. Years. And I was getting it today. I was getting it that day. Do y'all know how big that is? Anyway, okay, maybe obviously it's big because I'm really tripping out still to this day. So I am just like rolling around, wailing, praising God, like, what? You did it. You did it, Lord. You said you was gonna do it and you did it. What? Okay, anyways, so I called my agent. I said, wait a minute. Wait, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And he's like, whoa, don't get too excited. It's just an offer. Not just an offer, but we got the offer. Yes, we got the offer, but we need the paperwork to get sent over. And then we have to, negotiate. We got to sign. I'm like, what? What negotiate and let's sign? What we waiting for? And it was in Atlanta, y'all. It shoots in Atlanta. And I visited Atlanta. I was in Atlanta at the time, seeing my family. So, I call my mama. We over here screaming, yelling, crying together because she knows how long, it took. And to a lot of people, about 4, 5, 6 years, it's not a lot to them. But to me, when you in it, when you feeling it, when you're inside of that thing, it's a long time. It's a very long time. At least it feels like it. But it's really not when you do book it on this. You're like, oh, it wasn't that long. It wasn't that bad. I'm so glad I stayed the course. Yeah, so that's what happened. And then we finally, they called me and they finally was like, yes. So it came through. We negotiated. This is what it is. And you are Diane, which was Eva Thomas. And I just remember being like, whoa, you kept your promise, God. You kept your promise. He showed me. And when I say promise, because sometimes people say God's promises, yes, it's the word, but God talks to me in my dreams. And so he promised me this in my dreams. And it really happened, y'all. It really happened. And I'm really on set and I'm doing this video and I'm starting my YouTube channel again after doing scenes. You can't tell me God ain't real. You can't tell me he's not. No. Anyways, y'all, so it started moving really fast and a deadline post came out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I said the next one, and it was the next one. So I had to hurry up and go to LA, pack up all my stuff, and then came here. And this is now my life. And we shoot so fast, y'all. We get 1 to 2 takes, maybe 3 if we're lucky, maybe 2 if we're lucky, to be honest. If something happens with lighting or somebody flubbed a line, or sometimes we just keep going and they fix it in post. And so I started in November 2024 and now it is currently May. No, just kidding. It's June 5th. 2025 when I'm recording this. I am 39 at 5C4. Okay. Item 39, good luck, break legs, whoever that is. But yeah, y'all, I just wanted to share that testimony because I had no idea where I was at in life. I was like, Lord, I know you lying. And he was like, I know you lying. You need to trust me. And I trusted him, y'all. And so I'm telling y'all, it may look weird where you're at. It may just look like, what is going on? This is crazy. But he's working behind the scenes and it's going to be everything that you could have ever imagined. You just have to stay the course and pour into other people. I was still giving, I was still volunteering, I was still trying to keep a positive attitude and pouring into people even when I was feeling a little depleted, but it did bring me joy to do that. And so I hope that you do that as well. And yeah, I just wanted to share that testimony. I'm going to show you guys the stages and stuff really quick, but keep going, y'all. Keep going. You live one time. You live Buttermist. Go crazy in a good way, in a positive way, but go crazy and just go after it. What are we afraid of? If And this all started with an audition for another show. And I was like, well, I don't, a local hire in Wilmington. I don't know how I'm gonna get, I don't know where I'm gonna stay at. I don't know what but I was hungry enough and I trusted God enough to be like, all right, bet, let's do it. If this is what it takes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And I did it. And now look where I am at because of that one decision to say yes. Just say yes, y'all. Say yes and surrender. Okay? I love you guys so much. Tell me about a time where you needed to surrender or a testimony in the comments. I would love to hear it. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all of that, all of that. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to be back and I love y'all. Bye.